diamonds in the rough. NFL Draft Diamonds. Time to shine.
Hi, my name is Jimmy Williams with NFL Draft Diamonds, and today I have with me Cameron Kinley, who's a quarterback out of the Naval Academy. How are you today, sir?
I'm doing good, Jimmy. How are you?
Doing well, man. Had a great day. Why don't you go ahead and just tell us a little bit about yourself? Give me a brief summary of your history, if you don't mind.
Yeah, so Cameron Kinley from Memphis, Tennessee, played football here in Lausanne Collegiate School. It's actually a unique story. My freshman year, we started the football program at Lausanne, so I was a part of building that program and building that culture there. And my senior year, we were able to go 16-0, won the state championship. And from there, I attended the United States Naval Academy, where I was a starter at corner for 2 years, my junior and senior year. Freshman and sophomore year, I saw a lot of action on special teams. Fortunately for me, I was able to serve as the team captain my senior year. And it was exciting being able to lead that team through the pandemic, was able to grow a lot as a leader. And it was a unique opportunity, for sure. I was nominated for a good amount of awards my senior year with the William V. Campbell Trophy, Warfel Trophy, Jason Witten Man of the Year semifinalist, just to name a few. So I definitely had a pretty solid career at the Naval Academy.
Great. So, those are a lot of great awards. Again, just to recap those, you had mentioned the William V. Campbell Trophy. Again, that's more so like an academic, Heisman. And then the Werfel Trophy, that's more for community service. There was another one in there too. I just didn't catch it. What was the other one you said?
Yeah, the Jason Witten Man of the Year award.
Oh, okay, Jason.
Kind of similar, yeah.
Gotcha. So, obviously a lot of great awards. Really just sort of, talking about you as a leader, which I think is great. Again, you're team captain there. Talk to me about you as a defensive back. What kind of defensive back are you in general? What's like the best thing you bring to the table as a prospect?
Yeah, I'm definitely a leader on the back end for sure. Just communication wise with the safeties and the linebackers, making sure that we're getting in the right coverage and noticing any tendencies from the offensive side of the field. And I would also say I'm very disciplined and coachable. I played under 3 different position coaches at the Naval Academy, and that brings 3 different techniques to the table. So me being able to adapt to all 3 of those and coming in with a new defensive coordinator my junior year and being able to learn that new scheme definitely shows the kind of coachable mindset that I can bring to the table for any team. And on top of all that, 6'1", 200-pound defensive back that can run. So my size has definitely helped me out a lot throughout my career. And I have a lot of upside to go. So I feel like I bring a good amount to the table.
Gotcha. Decent sized corner. Again, like you said, about 6'1", 200 pounds. So, bringing a lot of, size and physicality there. Is there maybe a player in the league that you would compare your game to, or if not, maybe a guy that you idolize or kind of try to model your game after?
Right. Yeah, I've been studying Richard Sherman since I've been in high school. My defensive back coach in high school kind of sent me a YouTube video on him breaking down some film study when he was with the Seahawks. And ever since then, I've kind of followed him throughout his career. I admire how he's a student of the game, bigger size corner who uses that to his advantage. Definitely one of the best corners in the league for the past 10 years or whatever it's been. So I definitely try to watch him as much as I can and study the kind of approach that he takes to the game.
Yeah, I remember the thing about, Richard Sherman back in the day is he ran a terrible 40. I think it was like a 4.65 or something like that. And, he completely just, dipped in the rankings. I want to say he was like a 5th round draft pick.
Yeah, he went
or
5th round.
Mm-hmm. And I think that that's just the thing that these, every single draft cycle is everybody wants to really know, like, how fast does this guy run? Does he run a 4.4 and all of that? So, that's part of the reason why we put you guys through pro days. So, I realized you were fortunate enough to actually have a pro day already. You want to kind of, sum up that for me and like that
Right.
whole experience?
Yeah, so I actually had the opportunity to attend the University of Memphis's Pro Day, which was very good for me. All 32 teams were present, so I had the opportunity to perform in front of them and showcase my abilities. And I was pretty pleased with my performance. I've been in a unique circumstance at the Naval Academy with my resources for training. Didn't have a weight room or anything like that. Coaches weren't allowed on campus for a while, so I was pretty much training virtually for the most part, getting workouts from my trainer and sending him videos. So being able to go in there and get 10 reps on 225 when I benched like probably 3 times since January was probably the biggest thing I was proud of. And I was able to run a 4.52 40, 4.25 shuttle. Feel like I could have jumped a little bit better, but I'm 6'1" with a 33-inch vertical, so you can't really complain about that. But I feel like I did what I needed to do. So I'm excited to see what happens next.
Gotcha. And you figure again, just like what we were saying before, like with Richard Sherman, again, not really the fastest guy, but I think really the most important thing about him is he was one of the smartest guys
Right.
on the field. So, and you kind of need to be able to use that. I mean, you have to use whatever God's given you, whether that's your speed, your size, whatever. And I know that you bring a lot to the table, in many facets. Cameron, you were able to attend a couple of All-Star events too. Obviously, we had a couple of them that were, canceled this season, but you were
Right.
fortunate enough to attend a couple. I believe the College Gridiron Showcase and my notes say the Hula Bowl. Were you out there as well?
Yes, sir. I was at the Hula Bowl as well.
Great. Why don't you kind of just walk us through those experiences and maybe a story there that you want to share?
Yeah, so CGS was a very good experience for me, being able to get in front of some scouts. And like you said, a lot of events were canceled this year. So any opportunity you had to get in front of some scouts were definitely precious moments. And so being able to compete with some high caliber defensive backs and going through drills with them in a combine-like setting was very, very rewarding for me. I was able to show how I can move at my size, getting in and out of my breaks, stuff my hips, and was able to get some good feedback from some teams down there. And definitely just gave me a lot of confidence to begin the journey for the draft, as that was early January. And then following that, I got an invite to the Hula Bowl and was able to go out there and got to play under Coach Rex Ryan, who's a great guy, hilarious coach. And so that was a good experience as well, getting that NFL guidance and kind of being able to play in some NFL defensive schemes. And like I said, just like the College Gridiron Showcase, with some great players out there, some talented receivers, good quarterbacks. So definitely just all great opportunities. And like I said, it's always good getting in front of scouts and being able to compete and showcase your skill set.
Yeah, I mean, even a lot of the position coaches really there at the Hula Bowl, you're able to really just soak up whatever it is that they got to teach you. So, yeah, nice to be able to be under Rex Ryan for sure.
Yeah.
And definitely a character for sure. So, what's next on your game plan now? I mean, you got all these things out of the way. I mean, what are you doing for like the next month as we approach the draft?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. It's like a big monkey's getting lifted off your back. That pro day, you grind for months just for that quick little day that goes by like that. So, I mean, now it's just about working out, staying in shape, continuing to improve on my game, probably doing more position work now instead of just all the speed work with the 40 and the different drills that you do at the pro day. So just working out, staying patient and trying to control my nerves leading up to the draft. Patient, but it's approaching fast. So I'm excited and hoping to be getting a phone call on May 1st or whatever day it might be.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would be great, to hear your name called. I mean, with Annapolis, kind of not necessarily my backyard, but I mean, I am a Maryland guy, so I mean, I gotta, give some love to the Navy there. Very, very good program. So I mean, hey, I'll be cheering for you. I mean, shoot, like I'll be jumping out of my chair if you get that for sure. So, hey man, let's just look at you as look at some of your work on the field. I just want to talk about that. So, you as a student of the game, talk to me about how you are a student of the game, and maybe how you have been able at times to study your opponent and really have it play out in a game time situation.
Yeah, most definitely. One thing my dad has always taught me growing up as my older as well as my oldest brother, who was able to play college football at the next level. You got to be able to use your advantages to the best ability that you can. And watching film was always something my older brother talked to me about. And so when I got to college, I really started to see how beneficial it could be, especially as a defensive back, and noticing tendencies. And so I think about back when we played Tulane in 2019, my junior year, I was matching up against Darnell Mooney, and who plays for the Chicago Bears currently. And I noticed on film, it's a route that they like, when they get in kind of a second and long situation, third and long situation. It was like kind of a post corner. He'll cut his split, take a hard inside stem, push it vertical, kind of trying to sell that post, and then he'll stem you and break you off for the corner. And so I noticed his split. I noticed the down in the distance. He was the only receiver over there. So I said, okay, they're probably coming with this post corner. He's coming my way. And then I saw the hard push inside off the snap. And I was like, okay, I know exactly what's coming my way. And I was able to sit in his hip pocket and make a pass deflection in the end zone to bring it up fourth down. So that was a pretty exciting moment when film study came into play on the field. So you definitely see how important it is.
So great, man. You got some intel on Darnell Mooney. So I guess that means that the Vikings, the Lions, and the Packers are going to be calling you right after they watch this interview. So be prepared, I guess. What's been your most memorable moment as a football player to date?
Honestly, it goes back to high school. Winning my first state championship with my dad, who was on the coaching game. And so we won a lot of Super Bowls growing up in Little League, but being able to win that state championship before I went off to college, especially after starting the program just 4 years earlier, it was a very accomplishing moment for me. And I mean, it's something that I cherish forever.
That's pretty cool, man. So another question that I have for you, just to kind of lead us into maybe some psychological things for teams to really look at as well. And that is, I want you to give your younger self a little bit of advice. Maybe 17, 18-year-old self. I mean, what would you tell him to prepare him for the next 4 or 5 years of his life?
Yeah, it's a couple of things. The first thing I would say is turn your blinders on. I feel like a lot of players can get caught up comparing themselves to others a lot, especially in college. You see what other people are doing around you. And when you take away time where you can be working on yourself and developing your game, and that leads into my next point of always focusing on the fundamentals. Whenever you can, remember to critique the little things. Remember to harp on the little things. You can never get away from a T-plant break, or however you want to break, pad level, eyes, hand position, all that. Because when the game's on the line and you get tired and fatigued, you go back to those fundamentals. So the more you rep them, the more you focus on them, the more you polish them, then you'll get the results that you want on the field. So I feel like those are the two important things that I would remind myself.
Great. Let's kind of step outside of the football realm for a little bit and really just learn about who you are, outside of sports. Talk to the people out there about who they are, maybe something interesting about yourself that you want to share.
Yeah, so I've actually had the opportunity to serve in a lot of leadership positions during my time at the Naval Academy. The one that I'm probably most proud of is being the class president for my class. I've been able to do that since my junior year at the academy. And I mean, it's been tough, balancing that as well as my academics and my football career, but it's been very rewarding being able to give back to my classmates in that manner, and to be just more than a football player at the school, and being able to develop as a leader, especially with communication skills and just organization, and making sure everything's in place for my class. So that's been very rewarding. And as well as that, I was able to serve as a leader within FCA, which is Fellowship of Christian Athletes. And I've also been involved with a lot of clubs and a lot of the social equality movements at the Naval Academy, with the Midshipman Diversity Team and the Naval Football Council for Racial Equality. So I'm very proud of my off-the-field achievements, probably honestly more than my on-the-field achievements, because that's how my parents raised me to be, is be a leader to those around me and making sure I'm giving back in any way that I can to my community.
Cool. And name something that you do for fun, man. Like, what's your, what are you doing when you're just kind of hanging out with your, family, your friends? Like, what's something that you like to do for fun?
Yeah, I like to play the piano a little bit. I kind of noodle around on there trying to teach myself something. I get on YouTube and look up little song tutorials and then kind of learn them from there. And then, I mean, I like listening to music. You know, I'm a relaxing kind of guy. I just like to chill and lay back and just enjoy the precious moment, because sometimes we can get caught up and everything around us moving so fast, but it's always good to be able to sit down and decompress and just live in the moment.
Gotcha. So trying to teach yourself how to play the piano. So definitely interesting. Like, have you ever played any other instrument, like growing up or anything?
No, so the piano was the first instrument I kind of learned, and then over the quarantine, I actually started picking up the saxophone before I went back up to school, and I really don't have anywhere
Interesting.
to play at school. But yeah,
It's kind of an interesting thing because I mean, what really comes to mind when you're playing the sax and even the piano is, dexterity in your hands.
oh for sure.
So I know it sounds silly, but I mean, it might actually help you, be a better defensive back. Being able to stretch your hands out even more. I mean, I talked to some, I saw something a long while ago about somebody saying, man, if you could kind of stretch your hands out even more, help you be able to catch more balls or something. I don't know, but
Hey, you never know.
it's funny just to even think about. Hey, as we begin to wrap up a little bit, I do want you to have the opportunity to give some love to some people in your life that have really helped you to just get you to where you are today. So maybe if you want to shout out family, friends, teammates, coaches, not too many, but just a handful that you want to give some
Yeah.
love to.
Yeah, I mean, definitely shout out to my family, you know, mom, dad, and brothers, and my sister. They've been there from the jump, of course, have supported me along the whole way. So I'm thankful for them. All of my coaches, I mean, going back to Little League days, Memphis Falcons, Lausanne, one of my other trainers, Coach Shabazz, and at the Naval Academy, the coaches and the trainers that have helped me there. And then, of course, teammates and friends, I got some really close friends from high school that I with. They know who they are, so I'm thankful for them. And just everybody I met along the journey who supported me in any kind of way and helped me grow as a person. I'm forever thankful. So I'm looking forward to continuing to be with them as I take this next step in my career.
Great. And really, my next question is the why question, and the why question really meaning, why do you play football? Maybe why you started to play football. Why do you play now? What's your motivation?
Yeah, I would say football is just a platform for me to continue to set the example for those around me and to just be a leader for those around me and just kind of trying to be a role model for the people coming after me. And that's why I take the things off the field just as seriously. It's just as serious as the things on the field, letting people know that you don't have to let a sport constrain you. You can do both, you can be involved in the community, involved in your school, academics, whatever it might be, along with your sport. And so it just all comes down to being that example and trying to be a positive influence in those around me.
Great. Very final thing for you, Cameron. I mean, I want you to give your pitch to all those NFL teams out there. Tell them why they need to draft you or sign you. What kind of teammate would you be?
I mean, I'd be a leader for any team, any NFL team in the locker room, and I would help build that culture that every team needs to win and succeed on the field. As well as that, to go with that, I'm a very coachable player. I'm very disciplined. You won't have to worry about any off the field issues. I listen to what you tell me, and I'll play wherever you need me to play. Special teams, corner, safety, it doesn't matter to me. And then lastly, I got a lot of upside. Going to the Naval Academy, you got to focus on a lot of other things along with football. But if you give me the opportunity to just focus on football and have access to the different facilities that are offered at the next level, I mean, I feel like my potential is limitless. So I feel like any NFL team can use me in their defensive backfield and in their locker room.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. First and foremost, I mean, I think that any team would be getting a fantastic guy who, would be great in any locker room. If given the opportunity to be a leader, certainly you can take that role. I mean, you've been doing well with that there at the Naval Academy. I mean, being a team captain and also being your class president. I mean, I really love that. I mean, just being able to say, hey, I'm the leader of like our whole, class year of 2021. So I think that that's just an awesome thing that you're able to do. One of the things that I was able to read up on you a while back ago is that you have aspirations for even being like the president of the United States. So maybe in like 20 years or more, that there's a possibility. So hey man, if you get there, you certainly get one vote for sure,
Yeah, I
and that'll
appreciate
be
that.
from me. But before you get there, man, I mean, hopefully before you end up becoming whatever it is, a senator or whatever, hopefully you'll be able to make it in the NFL and be at that all pro level. I do think that you have a lot going for you that people really need to know. So appreciate your time, Cameron. Wish you best of luck. Keep grinding, and you take it easy, man.
Hey, thank you, Jimmy. I appreciate you for having me.
Sure. Again, this is Cameron Kinley. He's a defensive back out of Naval Academy. Definitely check him out.